Electric Children is a film about a 15-year-old Mormon girl who believes a song from a cassette tape has impregnated her. With a shotgun wedding at the threat, she makes her way to Las Vegas in order to find the father who she believes is the voice on the tape. Definitely a unique concept for a movie. And of course, you think right away, well, that's not possible. Someone can't get pregnant by a song on a cassette tape. As good as the song may be, it's just not possible. Pregnancy happens through sex. Simple as that. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily unbelievable to think that somebody may believe that. Because you kind of always hear, like, here and there from, like, little news stories kind of pop up, so-and-so woman from so-and-so place claims immaculate conception or something like that. So it's not entirely unbelievable that this character would believe that, and considering she is from this very closed-off Mormon community. They're all Mormons. They do not allow outsiders, as we learn, so they're all within their very tightly knit community. And so being raised with such beliefs, core of which being, Jesus and Virgin Mary, things like that, it wouldn't be necessarily unbelievable to think that she wouldn't think such a thing is impossible. So this character believes that, and this movie is about her odyssey to find this voice on this tape. And the song in question is "Hanging by the Telephone," which I originally knew by Blondie. I think she's the original singer of the song from her album Parallel Lines, which is a great album, kids. Check it out. The singer, of course, is a male on this tape. So basically, the movie's about, she listens to this tape, and there's a very great scene where she is like kind of holding the tape recorder close, and it's this kind of magical moment, and then boom, she's pregnant. A few days later, she finds out, or actually a few months later, she finds it out when her mother takes her into town, and is just shocked by this revelation. And everyone is suspecting this one other character, a boy in the community. Who, of course, they don't believe immaculate conception. They think this kid wronged her, so they're like, well, we're going to arrange this marriage between you and this other guy. And so she escapes from the community because she doesn't want that, bringing along, almost unwillingly, Mr. Will is his name, where his goal, he's been ostracized from the community, he's been kicked out because they believe him, to have raped her. And his goal is, I want to get a confession from her. I want to clear my name. I want to be back in the community. And she's like, I'm going to find the father of this tape, and we're going to work things out and things like that. So it's this great odyssey. And, the character, Rachel, who believes in this immaculate conception, she isn't a stupid or foolish character, I believe, though certainly sheltered, certainly a little naive. This movie could have easily been about this, stupid character who's just, dumbfounded by all this, new age technology and modern living and things like that. But it's a very subtle kind of way that she's brought into this world. She goes to Las Vegas, and there's beautiful imagery in this movie, great cinematography where she's just enchanted by the lights of the city and things like that. So she's a cautious character. We have these curious eyes kind of moving along, and she's very careful about her interactions with people. And I think it's a really great performance. The actress is Julia Garner, a younger actress who's very talented. I'm sure we'll see some great things from her in the future. Kind of the plot gets rolling when we introduce Rory Culkin playing Clyde in the movie, which I think this must have been just after Scream 4, because he has like the long hair, so he's like this rocker dude, and he's just like completely, shocked by these like. I forget what he calls them. Like he thinks they're not Mormons, but I don't know what you call them. Like out of towners, basically. And like there's one really funny part where they hitch a ride with him in his van, and he's like feeling over to Mr. Will. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I just wanted to make sure you're real. I'm not hallucinating." It's very funny, and it is kind of about this. It's a relationship that kind of forms between the Rory Culkin and Julia Greer character, which I think is a very nice and subtle relationship, because with these characters, as we learn a little bit more about them, we do kind of learn that they're not really fitting in with their respective families in a way. So they're kind of these outsiders who kind of bond in, and I think that's really nice. And so the movie is kind of filled with this grand odyssey and these little surprises in the movie. it's not too plot heavy, but there's enough to capture your interest. I mean, the closest thing we get to an antagonist is kind of the head of the Mormon community, Rachel's father, played by Billy Zane, who gives a great performance, actually. Like, he's such a versatile actor. He's such an underrated actor, just with this calm authority to him that I think is really great. He's probably the closest thing to an antagonist, and they kind of have to work certain things out. Like, they try to get a little bit of a plot, like, kind of amounts to, without giving away too much, like, oh, we gotta get to stop the wedding in time and things like that, and that's all fine, but kind of an unnecessary plot elements. But I mean, I think this is a movie that's mainly focused on the characters, and the writer director of the movie, Rebecca Thomas, I think she understands that. The movie is, as far as I know, it's somewhat autobiographical. She was raised Mormon, as far as I know, so there's a little bit of personal aspects to this, which you can kind of feel. And she knows to focus on the characters rather than plot contrivances and things like that. So I think the key here is to care for the characters, which we do, which we care about the outcome. We care about this girl's odyssey, which I think is enchanting, which I think is moving. And I think this is a great movie. I was really entertained by it, really enchanted by it. I really was. So I'd rate Electric Children 3.5 stars out of 4. This is a unique story with heart, filled with performances that glow. Rebecca Thomas proves to be a confident and skilled writer-director, and a name to look out for. So check it out. It's probably on Netflix. That's where I found it. Really, really great performance. We got Billy Zane, of course. So we have Julia Greer. Liam Aiken plays Mr. Will, who's really good in the movie. And Rory Culkin, he's just a hoot. He's really, really funny in the movie, really enjoyable. And definitely Rebecca Thomas shows a lot of promise as an up-and-coming director. The movie's a few years old. I think it came out in 2012, kind of limited release kind of deal. But now that it's on Netflix, definitely got to check it out. Very, very entertaining movie. I really loved it, so definitely check it out. And that's my review for today, Electric Children. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. Visit Derek237.com. That'd be awesome. And until next time, I'll see you later.